Assalamu alaikum learners. My name is Muazzam Ali and welcome to Data Analysis with Python course offered by MT Learners. In this video, we will talk about some simple pandas methods, attributes, and data types that all data scientists and analysts should know when using Python pandas for playing with data. At this point, we assume that the data has been loaded. It's time for us to explore the dataset. Before moving towards deepening analysis of the data, actually we need to take some basic insights from the data that gives us an overview of the data set and also point out some potential issues such as the wrong data type of features which may need to be resolved later on. Attributes are the properties of a data frame that can be used to fetch data or any information related to the particular data frame. There are some most general data frame attributes that you can see on the slide with their description. The main types stored in pandas objects are object, float, int, and date time. The data type names are somewhat different from those in native Python. This table shows the differences and the similarities between them. Some are very similar, such as the numeric data types int and float. The object pandas type functions similar to string in Python, while the datetime pandas type is a very useful type for handling time series data. There are two reasons to check data types in a dataset. Pandas assigns types based on the encoding it detects from the original data table. For a number of reasons, this assignment may be incorrect. For example, it should be awkward if the car price column, which we should expect to contain continuous numeric values, is assigned to the data type of object. It would be more natural for it to have the float type. Let's say Sam may need to manually change the data type to float. The second reason is that allows an experienced data scientist to see which Python functions can be applied to a specific column. For example, some math functions can only be applied to numerical data. If these functions are applied to non-numerical data, an error may occur. When the dtype method is applied to the dataset, the data type of each column is returned in a series. A good data scientist intuition tells us that most of the data types make sense. Unlike attributes, Python methods have parentheses. There are some most common and general methods that all data analysts should know. All attributes and methods can be listed with a DRI function. Let's jump towards Jupyter Notebook to practice all the methods and attributes one by one. At this point, we assume we have loaded our dataset into DataFrame object as DF. If you don't know how to load or import data, you can see my previous video. Link is given in the description box. So now we can see the data by head method of DataFrame object. So df dot head, we have 5 rows and 26 columns in the data. So let's move towards data frame attributes. Syntax for data frame attributes: data frame dot attribute name. We have many data frame attributes. So let's start d types. Df dot d types. This attribute lists the types of the columns in a series object. Next, we have columns, df dot columns, which list all the column names. Next, we have df dot axis, which lists the row labels and column names. Next, we have ndim attribute of data frame, df dot ndim. It returns the number of dimensions that data have. We have two dimension data, so it returns two. So next we have size attribute, df dot size. It returns the number of elements in the dataset. Next, we have df dot shape attribute that returns the dimensionality of the data. Next, we have values attribute df dot values, which returns the numpy representation of the data. So now move towards data frame methods. We would like to check the statistical summary of each column to learn about the distribution of data in each column. The statistical matrices can tell the data scientist if there are mathematical issues that may exist, such as extreme outliers and large deviations. The data scientist may have to address these issues later on. To get the quick statistics, we use the describe method df dot describe. It returns the number of terms in the column as count, average column value as mean, column standard deviation as std, the maximum minimum values, as well as the boundary of each of the quartiles. By default, the data frame dot describe function skips rows and columns that do not contain numbers. It is possible to make the describe method work for object type columns as well. To enable a summary of all the columns, we could add an argument include equals to all inside the describe function bracket. So df dot describe include is equal to all. So now the outcome shows the summary of all the 26 columns, including object type attributes. We see that for the object type columns, a different set of statistics is evaluated, like unique, top, and frequency. Unique is the number of distinct objects in the column. Top is the most frequently occurring object, and frequency is the number of times the top object appears in the column. Some values in the table are shown here as NaN, which stands for not a number. This is because that particular statistical metric cannot be calculated for that specific column data type. We also have some other methods like head and tail method to show the first or last n rows of the data. So let's say df dot tail n value, let's say 10. It shows the last 10 rows of the data. Next, we have min and max method. Let's say df dot max. It returns the maximum value for all the columns, numeric columns. So next we have mean and median method. Df dot median. It shows the median value for all the numeric columns, as you can see. Next, we have std method df dot std. It will show the standard deviation for all the numeric columns. Next, we have sample method df dot sample. Let's say n value is 100. So it returns the 100 randomly selected data points, as you can see, 41, 84, and so on. Next, we have info method df dot info, which returns all the basic information related to the dataset. As you can see, thanks for watching this video.